Good day, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino beer review. Today you have the Rhino, and we are going to drink a beer. Today's beer is going to be a beer I picked up at Plan B Brewing in St. Catharines. It's another one of those beers just in the gold crowler. I really enjoy crowlers. But yeah, this gold crowler, no real label yet. They just opened on Friday the 29th, and yeah, I picked this up on August 3rd. They still don't have their label, so they just wrote it on here. The ABV, I don't know. It's their Canadian Blonde, which was advertised as a Canadian Pale Ale on the Canadian Beer News site. I'm going to guess around 5%, somewhere between 4.9 and 5.2, as it's just a blonde ale. He said it's one of his most popular. This and the Stout were the two fastest moving, and then the ESB, and then the Brown, then the IPA, then the Hef. So, poured it into the James Ready glass. I did clean this out with the brush earlier today because I used it earlier today, but then I did put it straight down on the table, so there is watermarks on there. But brassy gold color, bright white head, snap crackle pop smell. Okay, out of the glass. Out of the glass, not much, just a little bit of an apple ester to it. Out of the can, however, out of the crowler, shall we say, I do not like the smell of this at all. Out of the glass, I'm okay with it. It smells just like a blonde. Out of the can, I'm getting that apple scent, more intense of the apple scent. I'm getting a little bit of malt, but then I'm also getting that medicinal hospital scent that you get off of some blondes out there, that almost sulfite like smell, but not quite. Hair's everywhere. I don't have a hat anywhere near me, so this is what you're gonna have to deal with. Cheers. Malt, like a malty sweetness, bready biscuity finish, a little bit of almost that sulfite-like taste mixed with some hop resiny, just bitterness, and a tiny touch of apple esters all at the end. The esters at the end, the yeast esters, not incorrect brewing because it's not up at the forefront or anything. It's right on the finish of the palate. It's in there with the yeast. I like the beginning, I like the end. I don't like the middle. It almost has that medicinal sulfite-like flavor right in the middle. Almost like hospital air. I've tasted that before. You know what? Actually, here we go. And I'm not saying this is what happened, so please don't take it as this is what happened. I'm just talking now. There was a batch of beer when Brimstone was still brewing on their one barrel system, on their not even their half barrel system, when they were still brewing on their little tiny nano system before they grew. I went in, and it was like the third or fourth batch of beer that Rod had ever made, and he handed it to me, and he goes, "What do you taste?" And the off flavors I'm getting on this right at the very center, the weird flavors I'm getting on this at the very center, were in that beer. This like almost like burning electrical, like when you run a drill and then you stop it, kind of rubbery, just hard taste. And we were discussing it, and I told him exactly what I tasted, and he goes, yeah, that's what I taste too. He goes, what do you think it was? And we started talking about different things that could have happened. And he goes, well, this is what I think it was. And he was having trouble that day, the day he brewed that beer, getting up to temperature. So he used immersion heaters to help get up to temperature, and he put the immersion heaters in, but he put them in a little deeper than he usually would, and the wort touched the rubber, and he thinks the taste was off flavors from the rubber slightly melting into it. And this reminds me of that flavor. I'm not saying that that's what it is. I didn't even see any immersion heaters anywhere in his place. I'm just saying the flavor reminds me of that. Other than that, though, I like the beginning, I like the end. I don't particularly like that middle. I could see some people actually really like it, though. I mean, it isn't really tasting like melted rubber. It's just tasting medicinal almost. I could see a lot of people liking that. I personally don't. So here's where I am with the brewery. I didn't really care for the hef. I could see it being very drinkable, but it had a really nice smell. So I have high hopes for the hef. Once he brews it again, maybe it'll be different. I really liked the brown. I really liked the ESB. The blonde, I could take it or leave it. I mean, it works. It's drinkable. There's nothing wrong with it per se. I just don't really enjoy the flavor on it. And that's okay. That's my right to not enjoy it. I don't think he particularly did anything wrong. I just told that story because that's where that flavor profile was reminding me of. That flavor profile reminded me of the taste I had from that one beer from Rod at Brimstone, and I told the story about us talking about it. Again, not saying that that's what happened with this beer, because I have to keep reiterating myself because I'm going to get this. I know, okay? I already said. I'm just telling a story about where my paradigm of this flavor comes from. All that being said, it's not a bad beer. I would probably give it a... let's take another big swig. I'd probably personally give it a 5.5 out of 10. There's nothing wrong with it. I can drink it. I don't think I'd care to drink it again unless somebody else was buying it and I was sharing with them. But I just, I don't see anything really, what's the best way to put it? I don't find the beer offensive. I don't find it to be something that makes me not want to drink. I just find it to be something that I just could care less about. There's a lot of better things out there, and even on the 4 beers I've had from him now, there's 2 beers I'd rather drink for sure anyway. So for me, it's just a lost beer. If you love it, you love it. For me, it just doesn't matter. Thank you guys. Au revoir, a bientôt. See you soon. Au revoir. Bye-bye.